Welcome to the Twisted Noir.
The Subject's Wife, Part 1. What if your perfect life was all an illusion?
I'm your host, Lily, and our guest, Jacob, and today we are diving deep into a story that redefines the meaning of domestic horror, specifically the chilling mechanics of this book.
Exactly. The Subject's Wife really defines that genre.
Yeah. Imagine if your entire existence, every breakfast, every chance meeting, every intimate moment with them was actually a scripted data point in a monstrous experiment. Our deep dive today explores the hidden protocol and a woman named Amelia Thompson, who found herself trapped in a life that was never truly hers.
Here is the official book trailer for The Subject's Wife.
Amelia Thompson lived in a white box of perfection. Everything was executed flawlessly. But perfection isn't just an aesthetic, it's a cage. In her world, the walls had ears. Her friendly neighbor, Observer R17, her therapist, a collaborator, and her loving husband, a clinical monitor, documenting her every breath. One text message, one shattered life, deep in the garden. A body is found. The architecture of her lie began to crumble. It wasn't meant to control her life. It was meant to steal it. I didn't want achievement. I wanted immortality. When the timer hit 0, Amelia died. And I begin. The Subject's Wife. Available now on Amazon.
So what if your perfect life, your home, the quiet order of your day, even your marriage, what if it was all an illusion, a meticulously crafted lie? And the only way out, the only way to the truth, is through a corrupted file you were never, ever supposed to find.
That is the absolute core of our deep dive today. We're looking at material from our listener, The Learner. This details this terrifying reality for a woman named Amelia Thompson. She was designated Subject A in a huge psychological experiment.
An experiment called the Hidden Protocol.
Yeah, monstrously unethical architecture.
Exactly.
And it was all the brainchild monstrously unethical architect named Alara Winter, or Montgomery. She used both names. Exactly. And it was all the brainchild of this brilliant, but let's just say monstrously unethical architect.
Conditioning. And,
right.
And Amelia's story is not just about betrayal. It's this incredible look into extreme psychological conditioning and really surveillance architecture. So that's our mission today. We're going to try and unpack the mechanics of it.
Now, we've broken it down into 3 layers, you could say.
Yeah. First, how they built this perfect illusion that was Amelia's cage. Then, the staggering scale of the surveillance and control network holding it all together. And finally, the really shocking part, the goal.
This almost sci-fi idea of distributed consciousness.
But to really get it, you have to start where Amelia was, inside the prison, which of course was her own home.
Exactly. Absolutely. The very first documents we have detail her daily routine.
And it's not just organized, it's pathologically ordered.
The source material calls her kitchen a white box of perfection.
Yeah.
And it describes her chopping carrots, brunoising them to architectural standards. I mean, who does that?
Nobody. Cutlery aligned to the millimeter. But what's really telling is how
she's observing herself. She's cataloging her own acute stress response, her own hypervigilance.
And that's the key, isn't it? It's a defense mechanism for sure, but it's also proof of the conditioning. She describes it as observing myself from outside my body, like she's watching a movie of her own life, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And what's really wild is that Alara, the architect, actually praised that state.
Yeah.
The material says she called it a sophisticated psychological defense. Yeah.
Why, though? Why would you want your subject to be so detached and feel that it's on edge?
It seems like it would make the experiment, I don't know, unstable. Well, it serves 2 purposes. First, by forcing her into this state of hyper-perfection, Alara made Amelia's environment totally predictable, easy to control.
Okay, that makes sense.
And second, all her mental energy, all her cognitive resources were tied up just maintaining this illusion.
Yeah.
Lining up the shoes, making sure the kitchen was sterile. She had no energy left to question the bigger picture.
Yeah. The perfection was the distraction.
Yeah.
It kept the vessel stable for what was coming later.
Which makes the descriptions of her early conditioning sessions even more sinister.
And Alara was selecting subjects for, and this is a quote, psychological compatibility and potential for growth.
Potential for manipulation, you might mean.
That's clearly what it was. And that potential was weaponized from the very beginning.
Yeah.
Like at the Gudharfar at Libas.
Right. The instructions she gave Amelia for social control, men are simple.
Right.
Their bodies betray them every time.
Go straight for the limbic system. Bypass logic, bypass reason, just pure emotional manipulation.
And then comes the most chilling line in that whole section: use physical intimacy as a weapon.
It's baked into the system from the start. Trust isn't real. Love is a tool. Imagine what happens when a real crisis hits.
And the crisis hits hard. The illusion shatters. Alara is supposedly murdered. Kaya.
Stab wounds, body under a hedge, classic murder scene. And a detective shows us that's on
About she's wanted share to chess.
If the husband you've shared a bed with for years is a lie, and the
Actually, you have to ask yourself, was the crime committed to stop the experiment?
Yeah.
Or was the murder just the next scheduled phase of your...
What would you do if you found your spouse's secret evaluation files? Tell us in the comments. We'll read the most chilling responses in the next episode.